create enduring beauty that lasts for centuries. Handcrafted work requires rigor and skills. This is why the Minnesota State Capitol, the North Star, is undergoing a major restoration. This huge puzzle calls for unmatched precision in order to faithfully reproduce the stunning ornaments found in this monumental work of art. A challenge met with an iron will and exceptional talent by the pillars of this major project. This is the story of the leaders of one of the biggest restoration projects the United States has ever seen.
It means a lot to me because as a Minnesotan, it's a symbol of our state and our government and our people. And so I'm very proud to tell people that I'm here working and restoring it. As we pick stone for replacement, we're aware of the fact that that marble will be here for another 100 years, and that's quite a responsibility, but also quite an honor. My company, Wiss Janney Elstner, served as a consultant to HGA, the architect of record, and my role in the project was really to help assign repairs to the marble, to decide the extensive repairs, and to figure out the mineralogy of the stone, and we used that to pick out replacement marble that we thought would have a longer lifespan than the original marble that we were replacing.
It's quite a process. It's very complicated. The marble material comes from Tate, Georgia, which is the only place in the world that has the specific stone type that's on this building. Definitely a once-in-a-lifetime experience to do stonework on the outside of a state capitol where the ornate nature of the work is done in Italy and then shipped here and installed with specialty craftsmen. It's just an awesome experience.
It was a real challenge for the contractor to realize, as much as you pushed me, Twin City Tile, to be, hammering on the fabricators, they're going to do what they want and what they can do for us. So that's why we started with one fabricator, and by the time we're done, we use up to 5 fabricators, just to kind of increase the stone capability of production.
The biggest challenge, I guess, is you're taking a specialty skill and craft, and you're trying to condense it into a schedule that makes sense in modern day times. It's hard for people to really truly appreciate that if you're going to do the level of quality of work that's required, you are going to need the adequate time to do it. You just can't rush quality. You can't.
The best parts of this project was working with some of the artists. Trying to replicate something that was done 100 years ago is fun right out of the gate because you're trying to think what they thought, you're trying to understand what they were doing. We had to make sure that what came back from the fabricators was what left the building originally. Put back the spirit of the original stone.
We tried to be very respectful and leave as much of the original as we could. And if we found original tooling marks, we just left the piece alone. If it was a piece that was dangerous, we obviously had to remove it and replace it. But we worked very hard to make sure that what was coming onto the site as new stone was a really good match. I think this is definitely going to be one of the more memorable jobs that I'll have ever worked on.
It's very interesting to know that this building was built 100 years ago and that we're using the same material from the quarry to replace the older destroyed pieces. So it's nice to be able to be part of this history, the heritage of the project, and it gives you the confidence that you can do it, and it gives you the confidence to do it again. For sure, it's something that I'm really proud to be part of.
The final project is great to see. We don't get to see a lot of our final work. A lot of it's all done in the shop and sent to the job site. So it's good to finally see something after it's getting close to completion, but in the final stages.
It's really amazing to see an individual piece of stone that I saw and handled and labeled, and I wrote down the number of it, 2-3 years ago, and now it's installed on this enormous building that's going to be here it's going to withstand the test of time. That's a really amazing thing to see, I think.
Honestly, I am amazed at the level of teamwork that had to have been involved here at the site. I feel thrilled that I had a team at Tennessee Marble Company that could participate in a job like this. I think it's, again, an incredible testimony to U.S. and North American stone companies to be able to do a restoration like this together, all of us. For me, 23 years of doing this is definitely going to be a project that I will continue to talk about and be very proud of for a long time.
The men and women behind the restoration of the Minnesota State Capitol all pursue the same goal: to respect the artistic vision and high standards of their predecessors. An inspirational return to sources, a unified effort to give back to citizens a monument beloved for generations. The Minnesota State Capitol will now be ready to serve and shelter the leaders of today as it has for those of the past. The future will thus rest upon solid foundations for centuries to come.